Hi friends! I am so happy to be back. Happy 2024. I hope that you are having a wonderful week and a wonderful year so far. It is wonderful to be back recording, and yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into it. So I had a wonderful time abroad. I had a wonderful time relaxing and taking a break, but I got some beautiful scarves in the meantime, and I want to make some videos about them. So today I am going to be talking about the Rapunzel Blue Yonder kit. So full transparency, Rapunzel sent me this kit in order for me to make some content with it, but I think that it is absolutely stunning. So it consists of this denim color Back to Basics and this exclusive dark red striped delights that also has like a similar denim-y blue color to it. It also has both gold and silver threads, which is wonderful because you can wear it with either gold or silver. And also it comes with this beautiful little pin that has white and blue rhinestones on it and is mostly silver. So yeah, even though I got this from Rapunzel, I suspect that I probably would have bought it when it came up on the website anyway, because it's beautiful and like shockingly versatile. So like, let's talk about this Back to Basics scarf. So in the first place, I think people tend to sleep on this scarf. So first of all, it is massive. I'm not entirely sure what the dimensions are, but it's like pedal soft or larger size. It is very big. It is very lightweight, and it is so incredibly soft. If you are sensitive to textures and you have not tried the Back to Basics scarf, I strongly recommend that you do. And like this color, this denim blue, I think is just such a universally flattering color, and like denim goes with everything. And yeah, like I think that this is just absolutely stunning. So like, I'm honestly kind of shocked that here, like a couple weeks later, that this kit is still on the website. They launched it right around Christmas, and I think that maybe it kind of got lost in the shuffle. Everybody had already done their purchasing for the season. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. So I shot 3 different looks for their website and for for videos, for content for them. So I'm gonna go through each of those tutorials in detail. So the first look that I shot was a sheer tails variation. So I'm gonna start with my Back to Basics, and I'm gonna decide how much I want showing of my sheer tails, how much tail I want. That feels like a good length to me. Not too long, not too short. I'm gonna put it on at an angle, and I'm going to tie it so that this end that's coming down is going to be coming out from the bottom here. That is always one of the tricks of getting a nice looking sheer tails. All right, and then next thing I'm going to do is take my Back to Basics and tie that on as well, and going in the opposite direction. So because what I'm basically doing here is that I want this tail to be even, so right now I am going to figure out, yeah, and it's going to lose a little bit of length as I tie it on. So I'm going to use that over the other side. And then once again, I am going to tie it so that my shorter end is coming out the bottom here. All right, so there I go. Here are my sheer tails, the way that they are going to be. And then I have 2 long ends sticking out the back. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take my Back to Basics, try and get it facing the right way, get my scarf with all the extra bits pulled in, and then I'm going to bring it up at an angle, just like so. And then once I get around here, just tuck in to the scarf in the back. And that's gonna go all the way around. Nice and simple. And then do the exact same thing here on the other side. That is going to come up at an angle. And I'm going to make sure to cover in the back there. And yeah, don't want to cover up all of the denim Back to Basics on that side. And then same thing with my tail here. That is just going to get tucked up into the pocket all the way around. And then, to be perfectly honest, I don't think that this look needs a brooch to make it complete, but if we're gonna use the brooch, as I did for photos for the kit, I tend to prefer to put it over on this side where there's a little bit less happening. I think I switched it to the other side for photos just because having like all the detail and the brooch makes for a better photo, but if I were to actually wear it out, I would wear it on this side. And that's the look. So look number one, my two scarf shira tails. This is the front, from the side, back, and the other side. So there we go, nice and easy. I will say, like, even though the Striped Delights is a lot less voluminous than the Back to Basics, I really don't notice much of a discrepancy when wrapping them. So I feel like I have a hair stuck to my lips. Ah, there it goes. Yep, that's one of mine. All right, for the next look, I was really inspired by Naomi Rose's wreath wrap. So I'll have that linked in the comments because I've always thought, like ever since the first time I saw it, I thought that it was absolutely brilliant. And I always was looking for an excuse to try it. So, you know, with the holiday season and this particular kit, I thought that it would be a particularly stunning look. So for this one, I am going to start with the Striped Delights, and I'm going to tie it on with my ends nice and even. I'm just going to tuck under the very, very front portion of the scarf and give it a tie in the back. All right, the ends are a little uneven, but that should be fine. I'm not too terribly worried. All right, now on this one, so you could just tie this and cover all in the back. When I did this, I didn't want to cover all of the Striped Delight scarf in the back. I thought it would be nice to leave the red in the very back there. I thought it looked better that way. So I am going to fold my Back to Basics scarf into kind of a wide sash, and again, try and get that on my head as evenly as I can. And then I'm going to pull one side out and tie in the back here. So tying a little bit off like that, so having one end out and one end under, helps reduce the bulk of having multiple knots at the back of your neck. And like really, you don't need to tie a knot, but it does make the scarves a little bit easier to work with. So now we are going to start the wreath tying process. So I'm going to take my striped delights here, bring it up just behind that blue, and I want to keep it pretty far forward. And I'm going to take this scarf from underneath and I'm going to tie it into a knot. So I'm going to reverse the way that I tied it, because in order for this to have the best, tidiest look going around, you want to make sure that you are consistently tying your scarves so that one scarf, so for example, so that my striped delights is going into the center of the wreath, and that my back to basics is going to the outside of the wreath. So my wreath is going to be here, so I want to switch these around. All right, so now I've got this going towards the inside, blue going towards the outside. That's what I want. So now I'm going to take my blue end, and that is going to come up and around, and I'm going to put this as far back as I can manage. And I'm going to do another knot here. And once again, I need to have it so that my red scarf is finishing to the inside of the wreath and my blue scarf is finishing to the outside. That is how we are going to keep track. So now I have red and blue down here. Where's my red? There's my red. Red and blue coming down here, and red and blue coming up here. So I am now going to tie up here. Just like that, tie these together. Red going into the center, blue coming up over the top. And this blue scarf is just going to come back around and get tucked in. Just like so. And now this red scarf is going to go down, excuse me. This red scarf is going to go down through the middle here, and I am going to tie the final knot thusly. And then this scarf I'm going to bring back underneath here, and similarly tuck those ends in. Just like that. All right, so I've got my blue and my red, and now I'm going to, this is where you really could use a mirror to just sort of pull that apart a little bit, make sure that everything is looking nice and even, that nothing is getting covered up, and that should be a beautiful little wreath. Sorry, I'm gonna can't tidy that up in the back. And then I'm going to take my pin and I'm going to pop it right into the middle of that wreath. So I don't have a mirror in here, but you can go around, adjust anything that is sitting out of place. But that is the final look. So here it is from the front, from the side, from the back. Feels pretty okay. And from the other side. So I thought that was super fun, a really interesting way to do a 2-scarf wrap, and also to make something of a nod to the Christmas season if you are somebody that celebrates Christmas. Although I am Jewish, my father's side of the family is not. So I do see my family at Christmas. I attend Christmas celebrations with my father's family, so this would be a really fun wrap to wear to an occasion like that. All right, let's see. And then we are going to get into the final look, which if you have been here for a while, you will almost certainly recognize because I have done it at least, or done variations of it at least twice on this channel. So the first time that I did the third look that I'm about to show you was for the Kate kit, the original Kate kit before she was working at Rapunzel. This was the look that I came up with for that. So I am going to, with my scarf, nice and even, I'm going to tie this onto my head at an angle. And then the second time that I have shown a variation on this style was last year for my Nutcracker wrap series when I did I did it for the Snowflake waltz. So, but it is such a pretty wrap with 2 scarves, especially when you have one that's like big and beautiful. I haven't even gotten into talking about the fact that not only do I love this kit, but I love the fact that these are scarves, even though these colors are exclusive to the Wild Blue Yonder kit. If you have a Back to Basics and a Striped Delight, you can do any of these looks with those 2 scarves. You could even, for the Back to Basics, you could sub out a Petal Soft, you could sub out a jazzy scarf or a snazzy scarf, anything that is big, I would say, big and solid colored. And then, yeah, you could do any Striped Delight for this scarf, or you could even do a New York Brights. You could do a sari sash. I bet that would be beautiful, or a sari scarf. All right, so I have taken my Back to Basics scarf and I have unfolded it. And I am now folding the corner down a little bit. And it's really hard to see with where I have to have my camera set up in my house. I don't really have a great filming location with a lot of free space. But basically, I have kind of folded the corner over so that I have a triangular sort of veil piece. And then the rest of the scarf is off to the side. So I am going to try and center the point of the veil in the middle of my back as best I can. That'll do. And then I am going to take the rest of the scarf over here and kind of gather it and pass that underneath, and I'm going to pass it above this extra tail back here. I don't want to cover that yet. And I'm going to pull this actually over to the side, even though I had it coming out here. I'm going to pull it over to this side. It does not matter. You can start the underscarf to the other side so that you have your original tail coming out here, but for some reason that's less comfortable for me. So I just do it this way and it's fine. And so when you pull this through, you want to make sure that you don't pull too much on this veil, but that you do leave enough of it over here. And then once I have it over on this side, I am going to gather it together. I am going to try and fold all of those loose edges in. And then this is going to come up and around, just like this. And now this time, when I bring it through, I am going to bring it underneath this scarf right here. So now I have kind of a long end here and a shorter end over here. I am going to adjust this so that it is showing as much of the scarf as I want underneath. And then this one is just going to come up and over. Fold in my raw edges. What's going on under here? A little twisted. All right, let's fix that. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. That feels a lot better. All right, that is going to come up and over, and then you can finish this in any number of ways. If you want to just tie a beginner's luck, you can do that. If you want to do kind of like a half pull through and leave a loop, you can do that. If you want to do like an amped up beginner's luck and like wind this bottom scarf up, you can do that. I decided, because I've been positively obsessed with it, that I was going to finish this wrap with the bow wrap technique that I have been so in love with and that I made a tutorial for, and that I'm also going to make a video for. So I'm going to do one beginner's luck, and then I am going to go to pass it through a second time, just like this, and then take the remainder of my tail here. I'm going to try and leave that loop as much as possible, fold this over on itself, bring it through, and then this end will get tucked up and underneath. And then I will just adjust my little bow right here. If there are any of those fringy edges sticking out, I am just going to tuck them under. This is another time when it's really good to check in a mirror. And that is that. And then I'm just gonna finish it off once again with my pin right through the center of the bow. And that is this wrap. So the Kate Kit / Snowflake 2-scarf veil wrap. Oh, I didn't actually get that closed. Whoops, let's fix that. What are you doing? What's going on? It's like this should be the easy part of the wrap. Just sticking a brooch through it. You would think by the time we get here that we are good to go. All right, I think we got it this time. All right, so here it is. Here's what it looks like from the front, from the side. I'll try to take another step back so you can really see that side view from the back and the other side. So that is it. That is the Wild Blue Yonder kit. As I said, even if these colors don't speak to you, I think they're beautiful, but if they don't speak to you, you could do this with any 2 similar scarves. You really don't need the kit if you don't love it, but I think that it's extremely underrated, and that so long as it is in stock, it is absolutely worth a gander. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.